Dustin Poirier just got dog walked by Max Holloway in the main event of UFC 318. Dustin Poirier's last fight, his retirement fight. Man, that was such a good fight, man. You know, like everybody in the theater was going crazy. And when the fight started, I was like, "Oh, this might get finished quick," because Max put him down badly, put him on his back with a straight shot on the chin, and I was like, "Whoa, is DP's chin gone?" And he did it to him again. Max Holloway had Dustin Poirier doing the chicken dance in the octagon. Never happened before. Dustin Poirier obviously been chin before, but not the chicken dance, bro. That was wild. I was like, oh, it's gonna be done quick. Max is, that power is different. Him at 155 is different. But like I said in my prediction, and by the way, I predicted this to a T perfectly, literally perfectly, with the co-main event as well. My picks were kind of shit, but I got the top two just on point. All right, I had the goated picks. My parlays went to shit, but we don't talk about that. All right. But like I said, Dustin Poirier is a gritster. He is a gritty gritster, and he will bite down on the mouthpiece and swing with you. And he hurt Max Holloway bad in the second round. Clipped on the temple. Had him doing the Ian Gary crawl. He was with it. Max Holloway was with it, but he hurt him bad. I was like, whoa. Whoa. Calm down there, partner. You're not supposed to win this. That's supposed to be Max Holloway's moment. And there were moments that kind of looked like their second fight. But for the most part, Max Holloway just disrupted Dustin Poirier's rhythm. He would be poking at him with the teep to the thigh at range. And when Dustin Poirier would try to get in with his plotty boxing, Max Holloway would slip a body kick in there. Boom. And at range, he would throw up that body kick, that high kick, and just mix it up beautifully with the spinning back kick. And just every time Dustin Poirier was looking like he was about to start gaining some momentum, start turning the tide in his favor, Max would stop him with a shot, like stomp down on a shot, or he would circle out and reset. And Dustin Poirier just couldn't gain momentum. He was like a snowball in this fight. And every time Max would just duck out the way and switch, and he was just outspeeding Dustin Poirier. He dog walked him like I predicted. And there were some moments that was looking like the second fight, like I mentioned, but it was few and far between. And Max actually got respect with his punches. Every time Max landed, Dustin Poirier couldn't just like eat them and keep walking forward. He had to kind of take them, sit back and reset a little bit, and then boom, all right back to it, walking down Max Holloway. Max was just so versatile, so he just utilized his entire toolkit super well, used all the right shots, moved out the way. His chin looked good even though he got dropped. Looking back, his chin looked solid. He took one like really flush right hook from Poirier and in like the fourth round or something, and just kind of moved away. I was like, okay, we're good, man. And with the knockdown, yes, Dustin Poirier dropped him bad, but it's a temple shot. It does happen to you. You lose all your whereabouts. And as soon as Max hit the ground, he was with it. He dodged the next shot and was able to scramble to the feet, jumped into a ghillie at the end of the second, and Dustin didn't really have like a good position to finish it. He didn't really have the grip right. But that would have been the coolest moment. Everybody, including me, everybody in the theater was going crazy. Even though I was rooting for Max, it was like when a moment like that occurs, you gotta root for Poirier to get that moment. But he didn't. In the third round, it was kind of closer. It looked like Max was kind of like, oh, let me just take this round off. He hurt me. Let me just stay safe here. And it was closer, but Max, in my opinion, won that fight. And going into the fifth round, Dustin Poirier's coaches were on some bullshit, dog. They said it was 2-2. That's like the best case scenario. It was 2-2. The second and the third round were both close because in the second round, Max Holloway had him hurt. He was teeing off against the fence, landing some big shots. So they traded knockdowns. like moments in that round, and you could give it a DP because he had like, you know, kind of like a crazier moment, but Max Holloway just did the majority of the good work in the second round. So as the third round, and the fight kind of just had a slower pace as you know, we got to the championship rounds. Dustin Poirier looked a little slower. He was throwing less. His shots had more just like winged on him. He was just kind of winged them, and Holloway was just able to get out of the way. And in the final 13 seconds, Max Holloway said, "Hold up, you know what we got to do?" Points down to the center. They have an exchange, and I don't know what, but Max Holloway is like invincible when he hits that ability button. He hits that ability button, his endurance goes up by 100, his power goes up by a good 20, and his speed goes up by a good 50. And he lands like a 3-punch wing combination, screams at Dustin Poirier, and lands 4 clean shots that has Dustin shook. He had him rocked to his boots. Dustin had to duck into the clinch and hug him to end the fight. And yeah, man, that was just a beautiful performance from Max Holloway. Simply just mixing it up beautifully, doing exactly what he needed to do. I was coaching him from the seats. I was like, damn, stick to the game plan, Max. Stick to the game plan. And he did that beautifully, switching up the angle, the timing, the speed, and the techniques on Dustin Poirier masterfully. He gave Dustin so many different looks, inputs, and it just overwhelmed him. Dustin Poirier could not get going. He would have a moment, Max will be, you know, angled out the way, back to the center. Or he'll have a moment, boom, Max returns. And when Max would leave, he would do good. He was doing the hit and don't get hit a lot of the time when he leaded. That 2 was landing all night for Max Holloway. That jab, that 1-2 down the pipe was landing all night. And he had good power at lightweight, man. Does he become the champion and defeat Ilia Poirier in a rematch? I don't think so. He was still getting knocked around by Dustin Poirier's punches. He needed like a masterful, like outclassing 5-star performance for me to be like, okay, he has a good chance against Ilia Poirier. He looks good at lightweight, right? But he would get chinned by Ilia again. I'm just saying. But yeah, man, that was my reaction to the main event of UFC 318. I'll have a full card reaction up soon. And yeah, man, catch you on the next one, man. Peace out.